Huh. Yeah, the defending Jewish women thing was was one of the themes during M-Gate. But the fact of the matter was the allegations were actually that he targeted all sorts of women and men, Jewish, non-Jewish. So that was all hyped up for some reason. The whole thing. And again, 5 anonymous, so I'll leave it at that.
Hey, so moving forward, I got one dumb question for everyone. So after we finish beating this up into the ground one more time or 10 more times, it's fine. But Chaya, I mean, and Stacey and Emma, all you, Sari, I'm right there with everyone. I just want to know, can we move on one day with it? I mean, I don't mind listening to it. I'm here to help anybody who needs to. You need some support or whatever, I'm there for you. But man, we got to get on to what's happening in this fucked up world. Those Emma, I mean M and fucking Jazz, all them people. Let them go. I mean, it ain't no big deal. Let's not beat them up because they win every single time we do that. Yeah, they're all, they're exactly what you say, and they're getting away with it because we keep bringing them up over and over and over again to the point where they're upset, so they screenshot, or they're upset, so they talk more shit, and then we get into space with the 5, 6, 7 people that totally agree with you, and all of a sudden, we agree with you 100%. We're on your side, but let's not give these idiots any more thought, please. I mean, I don't mind, but I mean, I've heard all of it, and it is horrible. But I mean, we're on the same side, and them attacking Ariel, and I mean, Ariel brings it on himself in a way. He's fucking plumb nuts anyhow, and he's very, very strong. But these guys are yeah, they're the pure definition of troll is what they are. So I mean, I mean, we can't keep going on like this and have people and grow a space or grow a feeling or grow support for Israel for us with all this background shit. We should be bringing speakers up and hanging out and having a good time.
And
So love you
Andy,
guys. Awesome.
thanks, Andy. I I have mixed thoughts about this because obviously you don't want to give it more energy, attention, exposure than it deserves. But on the other hand, I think there are some real serious patterns that you can see in the groups and the propaganda. And one of the problems is that unfortunately, Zionists and the people who are really pro-Israel are losing that war. And it's one thing to say we're all on the same side, but unfortunately, some people, and I won't name names at this point, but they do get duped. They may be naive or liberal or whatever it might be, and unfortunately are undermining the social media landscape when it comes to Israel. And it's not just by doing the drama, it's just, if you look at the, gathering, your forces, minions, whatever you want to call it. And I think it's important. I think what Haya is talking about is important. So I appreciate you wanting to, put it into the dustbin and leave it alone. But I'm looking at the, like she said, bird's eye view. I always look at things, at the bird's eye as much as I can, piece it all together. And it might sound like she's in the weeds, but she's pointing out something really important, I think, if you're paying attention. And I'm not going to talk about, who's who and what these patterns are, but I'm seeing some pretty clear ones.
I agree, but can I tell you my perspective?
You're too soft, sorry.
There, you're like far from the mic or something. Okay, sorry, hold on. Sorry. Um, I'll tell you my perspective. I think we've kind of turned the pot for 9 months and we're out of what to say. And so it looks like, when you're in the same room with the same people, you start picking, and I think it's part of the the human nature. And I think that's what's happening, is that we're going in on each other. And that's just from my perspective. I could be wrong, but I think because we've said the same things over, you go into any of these fucking rooms and you hear it and you say, oh no, not again, the same shit. And I'm not diminishing the fact that some people are trolls and they're hostile actors and they're there to stir the pot. But I think we've gotten to that point. That's just my perspective.
It might be yours, but it's not mine because in all honesty, there are conversations that I literally put on the back burner for months now, like the conversation I had with Jamester and Shireen. And that was a discussion I wanted to have with Jamester like in January, because I just don't have, I might have spaces on like a lot, but more than half of the time, I'm not even by my phone. I'm doing other things. I'm hosting and I'm not there, so I don't know. I don't feel like I've been in an echo chamber or, you know, immersed as much as it might seem. Um, and that's why I say I appreciate these conversations because I'm piecing things together. I'm getting to know people in ways that are important to me because, if I'm going to amplify a certain idea or someone's voice, I want to know who I'm dealing with. That's all.
All right, great. I was just giving a perspective. That's all.
Yeah, no, and
No,
I
I think it's a
yeah.
combination of both. Sari, I agree with you. I think within the pro-Israeli community, we all kind of know each other's shtick, and a lot of people like keep going through. Like a lot of spaces have gotten really boring. I will admit, like because people are doing like I can't. People are doing. Some people want to do the same shtick over and over and over again. So I understand what you're saying, Sari. There's an element of me too that I've now. So this is why I think people are kind of surprised, with how I'm coming out now. It's because I've been observing for 8 months, observing people's behavior, observing people's tactics. And now I'm just so over it. Like, I'm just over it. I'm ready to say my piece and burn the bridges that need to be burned. And I don't give a fuck anymore. It's kind of like, when I stopped dyeing my hair and I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a, like, it's kind of like I've reached that old lady stage where I completely don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to say it. I'm not trying to, and I do think I'm also definitely pushed this way because I'm also trying to encourage Canadian Jews to stop making excuses for all the anti-Semitism we've seen for decades and hid and pretended it was going to be okay. And now it's been unleashed. And so I want Canadian Jews to also start to push back. And I know I'm one of the very few Italian Sephardic ones who also can't lose her job and can't lose her clients. So, like, I'm at a far less risk than other people. So I do feel some burden to speak out because I am not at risk. Like other people, I get so many messages from people, DMs and emails from people who know me personally, who thank me for speaking out because either their kids are too little in public school or their job. Like, so many people have reasons as to why they can't